promised land.
The battles were fought on a bridge in Selma, and with the words of Martin Luther King. They were won with the deeds of Rosa Parks and the Freedom Riders. For men like Kenny Washington and Woody Strode, who broke the color barrier in the NFL a year before Jackie Robinson played for the Brooklyn Dodgers, the victory came before the final score was posted. Just playing the game was enough.
Where we are now is very much because of what some of those guys did.
I think the NFL's made progress. I think there's still more progress that has to be made. There's no doubt about that.
Now, more than a half-century later, a degree of progress can be measured. Tonight, another dream is realized. Courageous steps in Selma have led to proud strides onto a football field in Minneapolis. For the first time in National Football League history, a game will feature two black head coaches. The Vikings, Dennis Green, and the Buccaneers, Tony Dungy, and two black starting quarterbacks, Dante Culpepper and Sean King.
We have the opportunity, I think, to really make a difference, not only on the field, but off the field as well, and I welcome that challenge.
But tonight, playing the game won't be triumph enough. Tonight, the quality of their performances will ultimately override all other factors.
They will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character.
Character and ability and talent are all that matters now. With superstars Moss, Carter, and Randall, the Vikings will be trying to remain unbeaten.
Very important game for us, trying to get to 5-0. And we got to go through Tampa to get that.
And the Buccaneers are determined to make a two-game losing skid a distant memory.
We have to go out and close the gap between us two.
A marquee matchup tonight when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers take on the Minnesota Vikings on ABC's Monday Night Football.
Are you ready for some football? With a flash of thunder and a lightning strike, the storm in the field, sparks will fly tonight. We're charged and ready. The crowd goes berserk. It's a wake-up call. Time to go to work. Everybody get ready. It's going to get rough because Monday Night Football is powerful stuff. Come on and hit it. Come on and get ready. Are you ready for some football? A Monday Night Party? Yes, sir. The countdown to the kickoff has officially started. There's no neutral corner in this heavyweight fight. All my rowdy friends are here for Monday night.
Back inside the noisy Metrodome. Well, Dan Fouts, when we saw the schedule come out at the beginning of the year, we figured this would be a critical game for the Vikings because they would be chasing the Bucs. It's the other way around. What's going on with Tampa Bay?
Well, Tampa Bay has got to win this game tonight, but Tony Dungy told us it's not time to panic, and what a great player to lead and send that message to the rest of the team than Warren Sapp. He leads the defense and has 22 sacks on the year. They're going to be going after the biggest quarterback in football in Dante Culpepper, a guy I think who's the story of the league so far. He's led the Vikings to a 4-0 record because he's given the ball to Robert Smith on the ground and thrown it up for Randy Moss in the air. Now the Bucs, they've got to open up that offense tonight. They got to get the ball to their major distraction, Keyshawn Johnson. They can't afford to get behind tonight. They cannot afford to lose this game.
Dan, the Bucs are noted for playing very conservatively offensively. Eric Dickerson, what about that Tampa Bay offense?
Well, Tampa Bay is very conservative on offense. They love to run the football in some cases where they should throw it. Now, they do have two pretty good running backs in Mike Allstott and Warwick Dunn. When I think of Mike Allstott, I think of a 255-pound fullback, but they do use him as a halfback. Warwick Dunn is a 185-pound halfback, but he's more like a scat back. Now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers do not have this outstanding running game as they think, but lucky for the Bucs that the Vikings have a hard time stopping anyone that runs the football.
Having a hard time, but right now 4-0. And let's face it, Dennis Green is one of the very best coaches in the National Football League. More on the Viking leader as we welcome in Melissa Stark. Hi, Melissa.
Hi, Al. Denny Green is in his 9th year as head coach of the Vikings. It's the longest tenure of any head coach with his current team, and now he's here to stay. 2 weeks ago, he signed a contract extension through 2004, and he is a proven winner. He took the Vikings to the playoffs 7 times, and tonight, Al, he's looking to get one step closer to his 4th division title with Minnesota.
Well, one thing he'll try to do tonight is what everybody's been able to do pretty much this year, Dennis Miller, and that is keep your old buddy Keyshawn Johnson in check. What do you think?
Well, you know, Al, Keyshawn's catching a lot of flack down in Tampa Bay, but I dig the guy. I think he's a gamer, obviously one of the 5 most gifted wide receivers on the planet, and I like the way he works the media, too. He knows the contemporary athlete's bread is buttered in this controversy thing, and I think he knows the drill, and I really like the way he works. What I don't understand is why he continues to disparage Wayne Corbett, who I also believe is a guy who's tough as nails. I think Corbett shows up every week, and with not quite the skills Keyshawn has, puts out and does his job, and I don't understand why Keyshawn is so hung up with him, but I won't let that color my appraisal of him. You know why? I'm a journalist, and I've got a canon of ethics I got to adhere to, and I'll be very even-handed tonight. There'll be no bias. We've got a game to cover, damn it, Al, and that's exactly what we're going to do.
You know, you'll never be a flashlight. You are the entire constellation.
Guy likely to wind up in the Hall of Fame after 12 years here. And then the pass is taken by Johnson. He had control, lost it, fumbles it to the Vikings. Keyshawn Johnson came down with it. Orlando Thomas winds up recovering the fumble.
Tate is number 28. He's going to reach in from behind and knock this ball out right there. And Keyshawn with a huge mistake to start this ball game.
Unfortunately for Keyshawn, his first fumble was just last week at Washington.
Great play by Robert Tate with a left hand, reaching in and knocking it loose and giving the Vikings great field position.
He starts out of the shotgun from the 28-yard line. And the huge quarterback at 266 pounds. It's like tackling a tight end. He's inside the 5. How's that for a beginning? Opening day against Chicago, so this is his 4th rushing touchdown of the season.
The thing that Sherman Lewis, their offensive coordinator, told me about Culpepper is that he's unusual that he's so big and athletic. We're seeing all of that right now. But he's cool. He's a competitor, and he senses the pressure without panicking. But when you have that type of speed and this type of body, one read down the field to his receivers, and then the Buccaneers are caught in a man-to-man pass defense. And absolutely the worst start for Tampa Bay in a game that they cannot afford to fall behind.
Now watch this. As soon as he crosses the goal line, he points at me. You know, we've established a bond this week, Dantana. See that? Hey.
You don't have very good seats there, Dennis.
Turnover this season, so Keyshawn had possession, loses the fumble, and the Vikings take immediate advantage. 7-0. Just 24 seconds into the game. What school he attended? The Ohio State.
I thought Davis was from the Emporia State.
2nd and 8. Culpepper throws wide open, and making the catch is John Davis. So you've got Randy Moss and Chris Gardner and Robert Smith. And if they're covered, how about John Davis?
Well,
Todd Susie, offensive tackle, University of California, Berkeley.
Corey Stringer, offensive tackle, The Ohio State University.
Corbin Lucina, guard, Augustana College.
Dave Dixon, right guard, Arizona State.
Matt Burke, center, Harvard University.
Vikings spread it out. Culpepper hangs in, throws, caught, 45-yard line, close to a first down. The catch is made on the near side at the 45 by Troy Walters, the Stanford rookie. Troy picked in the 5th round. Just short. There he is. He was the #1 pick of the Vikings. A lot of people were shocked. You know, the class of '99 with the 6 QBs going in the first round, including the 1, 2, and 3 choices headed by Tim Couch to Cleveland. Out of Central Florida, they would at least line up to go for it. 4th and inches from the 45. Trying to draw Tampa offside, and they'll go for it anyway. They have the first down as Robert Smith finds the crease. Chris Carter, enough for a first down. Gain of 10 to the 27 now. Back to the ground to Robert Smith. And he gets taken down to the 22 by John Lynch, who, as usual, is all over the place early. 2nd and 5. From the 22. Blitz, fumble. Tampa Bay comes up with it. Well, the Buccaneers are not noted for blitzing because they're so powerful. That front four up front normally with so much pressure, the Vikings cough it up.
That's a bad snap by Matt Burke, the center. John Lynch there, number 47, get his second fumble recovery of the year, and the Buccaneers turn back the Vikings.
After the Viking turnover, start with a draw, and Warwick Dunn, who's had a real tough time getting loose this season, is tackled there by Rudd. Last week, in fact, against Washington, Dunn carried the ball 10 times for 3 yards. Carry on the ground, so they've been vulnerable there. Play fake buys time. King guns it over the middle. It is caught by Jaquez Green, who loses a shoe, but he has been their big play guy. He's averaging 26 yards a reception. That's good for 19. First and 10 at the 42. Griffith on a blitz. They pick him up, but then King goes down in the arms of Talance Sawyer.
Talance got his first career sack last week against Detroit. This is more of a coverage sack by the Vikings secondary.
King falls down, hands the ball to Dunn, and he makes the acquaintance of John Randall as we go down to Melissa Stark.
Ended up winning the division.
And last year, each of these teams began 3 and 4. That's a volleyball, and it winds up in the arms of Keyshawn Johnson.
Up in the air. Here he is right here. Johnson, not sure what King is thinking about here. Tate comes over, drops his coverage on Anthony. What concentration by Keyshawn Johnson.
You know, Dan, you pointed it out earlier in the season. It really is true. It used to be verboten for 2 receivers to go in the same area, but
Chris Dishman, corner from Purdue University.
Robert Tate, defensive back, University of Cincinnati Bearcats.
Orlando Thomas, free safety, University of Louisiana at Lafayette.
Robert Griffith, strong safety, San Diego State University.
3rd and 11. And that is caught by Green. And Jaquez Green takes it to the 11-yard line, and that is very close to a first down. Tackled there by Kenny Wright and Ed McDaniel. Last year they were last. Right now they are first. 11 touchdowns, 14 trips. Will this be a 12th? Yes. Touchdown King.
you're talking about 2 young quarterbacks who are very prescient in the pocket.
4 yards, and each of the quarterbacks has scored tonight.
You know, I'm not sure that was a quarterback draw either. I think he saw the Red Seas part, and he just took off and used his athletic ability to get in the end zone.
74-yard Buck drive after the fumble. 4:01 left in a spirited first quarter. 7-7.
I'm out.
I'll leave your post in for a couple months.
I was out too from the 22-yard line. Culpepper throwing wide open is Randy Moss. How did he get that open? And he takes it to the Buccaneer 42-yard line.
Moss to get down the sideline. Donnie Abraham turns him loose here. He's expecting help from the safety. Safety coming over too late. Never even do see him. After the play fake, good protection for Culpepper, and he can just step up and let it rip. There's the safety. That's Lynch. He's way out of the play plan.
This one good for 35 yards. Culpepper buys time, throws, caught 26-yard line. Randy Moss again. So back-to-back to Moss. And he springs loose twice in a row, down to the ground. Smith cuts it back. Nice move. Turns no gain into about a 6-yard pickup, tackled by Derek Brooks.
Boy, does Smith know how to set a tackler up there?
Well, or an alleged tackler.
2nd and 4, Minnesota. Game tied, late first quarter. Smith and Robert, who came into the game averaging over 5 yards a carry. The league average perennially about 4.0. So Robert gets to the 16-yard line. A little. And it's Smith on the inside handoff. John Lynch comes up to make the tackle. Didn't need much. From the 16-yard line. Vikings 139 total yards, but need 1 here to retain possession, and Culpepper does it himself. Takes it to the 15-yard line, first down on the sneak. 2nd and 12 from the 16 out of the shotgun. Corner blitz. It's picked up. Culpepper nowhere to roam. They converge on him. Tripped up. Anthony McFarland got a hand in the 18-yard line. Little roll. Under pressure. Taken down from behind by Chidi Ahanotu. Ahanotu gets credit for a sack. 2.5 for him this season now.
Forget double team.
38-yard attempt by Gary Anderson is good. And Anderson is now 22 points away from eclipsing George Blanda's mark and becoming the all-time leading scorer in the history of the National Football League. He gives Minnesota a 3-point advantage. John Clancy, the author, tried to buy it, but the financing fell through and McCombs stepped in. Kickoff taken at the 1-yard line by Aaron Stecker. And he brings it back to the 28, loses the ball. A flag comes in. The ball is loose, a penalty.
And this is usually a penalty against the returning team. So if the Buccaneers don't have the ball at the bottom of this pile, the Vikings are in business again.
Wow, Limbaugh looked great, didn't he?
One of the guys in on this play was Mitch Berger.
Well, Red McCombs is going to look pretty good, too, as you can see, because they have recovered the fumble. 3rd down and 9 now at the 25-yard line as Culpepper fires over the middle, wide open, touchdown, John Davis. To go in the half, Minnesota now leads by 10. 4 minutes into the second quarter. King to Dunn, and that's a 5-yard loss. Tackled by Dwayne Rudd as we go to Eric Dickerson.
And the one thing about Marino told me a long time ago is that he still felt he could throw the ball with the best. It's just that he had so many leg problems towards the end of his year. The tempting part, I think, were these receivers.
Sure. Well, Denny Green recruited him hard, but Dan had to turn him down, and now King converts. It's Jaquez Green who's become their go-to guy for a big first down on 3rd and long up to the 40-yard line.
Green.
All right, they got some breathing space. They're out near midfield now. They haven't run an all-start at all. Vikings give up 5 to a carry. They should start pounding them.
Dunn has carried 4 times for 9 yards. Allstott not at all until now. They hear you, Dennis. Man, do you know your football?
You know, that's the one question I get. Does he really know his football? And I try to tell people, yeah, I think he does. Dennis, you know football.
Danny, move. You're sitting on my Ouija board. Exactamundo.
2nd down, and a well-conceived play, but not well executed. Dishman covering, intended for Jaquez Green. 3rd and inches. He signaled something to Sean King, but they run it anyway to Allstott, who takes it across the 50, and that's a Tampa first down. At least in modern times. On first down, that is caught at the 41-yard line. The pass hauled in by Jaquez Green. Penalty.
12 men in the huddle for Tampa.
12 players in the offensive huddle. 5-yard penalty means 2nd down.
On 2nd and 7, they run a draw with Dunn, and he has some room to roam and gets taken down to the 42, hit down by Robert Griffin. 3rd down and 4 from the 43. Blitz, a little flip. Dunn has the first down. Warwick Dunn caught that little flip. The blitz was on. Almost caught it behind the line of scrimmage.
The blitz is on. You can see the fine toss here, and now the block on the outside by Dave Moore. That gives Dunn the first down, but Keyshawn Johnson's going to get a nice block here. Or is he? Yes, he is. Right there on Ed McDaniel on the inside. Well-designed play. He is a non-stop motor guy, and the Vikings love his attitude.
Good tattoos, too.
2nd and 9. Flag is thrown. Yes! It's thrown by the umpire. That normally means holding. And then King, finding everybody covered, dances out of bounds at the 32-yard line. From the ump cam.
Look at Jeff Christie right here. That's an easy call as he tackles John Burrow coming on the blitz, and then Christie stands up and says, "Oh, me?"
They may decline this.
Offense, number 62. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
In New York today.
Yeah, Dennis was busy.
Second and 19 from the 45. King, safety valve is done. And Warwick to the 35-yard line. Not a big guy, of course, is Warwick Dunn, but he doesn't seek the sideline. He drove for the extra yard or two. From the gun, third down and 8. King goes through his progressions, and that's close to a first down as Dave Moore is right there by the yellow stripe.
Right over the middle and right over the top of our umpire, Ron Machin. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yes, it is. And right now they're a little outside the red zone because on first down, Dunn on a screen, and he gets rolled down by Talent Sawyer. Flag throw. Let's check in with Eric.
Well, Al, Melissa said that Keyshawn had cut his sleeves off his shirt. Believe me, when you start having fumbles, it gets in your head. And right now, the fumbles in Keyshawn's head from last week and also from starting this game tonight, from having a big fumble, it's in his head right now.
And the amazing thing, as we pointed out, Eric, at the top, is that he did not fumble at all as a Jet and did not fumble in his first 4 games as a Buck. But now, back-to-back weeks, he's fumbled. This building right now, second and 10. King fires, caught at the 21. Jacquez Green came in averaging 26 yards a reception. Dwayne Rudd makes the hit at the 21.
I think Keyshawn wants less Steckel and more passes his way.
Third down 6. This drive 9 minutes old. King will run for the first down and get it to the 11-yard line as we go to the 2-minute warning. Ball just outside the 10-yard line. King on a roll. Caught. Green steps out of bounds at the 6-yard line with a $1:53 remaining in the half. Tony Dungy, who we used to coach here. Now on second and 6, it's Allstott banging his way down to the 2-yard line, so it'll be third down and about 1.75 yards for the first.
Watch Allstott run right by John Randall here as Jerry Wunsch pulls Randall to the inside.
Now third and 1, and they don't get it. It's Allstott stopped at the 4-yard line. So a little less than 2 for the first down, and timeout is called by the Vikings because they know that the Bucs now have to kick a field goal, and they want to have plenty of time for them to work their way down the field with 1:09 to the half. Field goal attempt upcoming. To being even at second down and 21 now, and this is Culpepper throwing, and it's intercepted at the 48-yard line. Damian Robinson with the interception. So now they're happy they called a timeout. 38 down by 10. 3-man Viking rush. Caught over the middle. Johnson, 42-yard line, tackled by Rudd. To the outside, they have to stop the clock, and they do. It's Riddell Anthony at the 34-yard line. So now you're looking at a 51 or 52-yard field goal if they don't get another yard. Down and 10 from the 34. So they have to work the outside, and that's incomplete as Johnson can't haul it in, and now you have to work the outside or kick the field goal right here. 53-yard attempt for Martin Gramatica, and it's a screwball that goes wide right. It started down the middle, and it looked like Hoyt Wilhelm came into the game with a knuckleball. He had a knuckleball going, he had a screwball going.
Coach, it looked like you're having some problems on the third down conversions.
Well, I think the big thing, we played so well in third down last week. I think to let them keep the ball for 19 plays, 10-minute drive was very bad for us and very good for them. And we just got to do a lot better, play much more aggressive defensively in the second half.
All right, over to you, Melissa. Thanks, Coach.
No, it's nothing.
All right, Eric, Tony, you guys made a number of mistakes in the first half, but you only trailed by a touchdown. What do you need to do in the second half?
Well, we just need to play better. We just has kind of self-destructed, and hopefully we can eliminate the mistakes and make a game of it the second half.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Melissa, so halftime, 17-10, Minnesota leading as they try to stay unbeaten. Lexus halftime show coming up after this message from the NFL and a word from our ABC stations.
First half for 14 completions. Therefore, the Buccaneers have the time of possession, but the stat we don't see is the turnovers. Both teams have 2. That's why we've got a tight game.
From the 28-yard line, Culpepper begins the second half by looking to throw. Dumps it off underneath. Robert Smith gets a block. Gets out past the 40 to the 41-yard line. We're in New Jersey. Bill Parcells at the 41-yard line. 8-yard gain for Robert Smith, who finally gets taken down by John Lynch.
Yeah.
Warren probably got up and said, "I'll be back." Smith on 2nd and 2. First down into Buck territory. And takes it to the 36-yard line, keyed by a Jim Kleinsorser block. Shotgun now, flanking Culpepper. Pump fake. Down the sideline and incomplete, but a flag is thrown. Matthew Hatchett was held.
Yes, he was. Damian Robinson got 2 hands on Hatchett as Hatchett was going for the bomb.
From the 24, out of the gun, inside handoff, and John Lynch is right there to wrap up Mo Williams. The ever-present Lynch, who was a great baseball player in high school and college as well. In fact, he was one of the early draft choices of the Florida Marlins. Is now the new head coach.
A lot of Sherms flying around, Mr. Peabody.
Ray Sherman was here last year as the offensive coordinator. Under pressure, a little dump off to Robert Smith, and then he gets dragged down. Nice play by Anthony McFarland, the guy who's starting, and that precipitated the waiving of one Brad Culpepper in a surprising move in training camp.
Eventual right now.
43-yard Anderson field goal attempt is good. Anderson has been kicking in the NFL since 1982. Only he and Warren Moon are active, who were born in the 50s.
Mitch Berger with a great job of getting that ball on its point, so Gary Anderson can make that field goal. 2 big plays by Mitch Berger tonight.
So what do you think of this gig, by the way?
Can I query you on something?
Of course you
we
can.
have a second. Oh, after this play. We got a big play here. Why is Keyshawn allowed to wear 19?
You've been querying me all year, but you can ask me. I'll tell you in a second. From the 41-yard line, King, and that is caught by Green at the 22-yard line.
Speed working against Robert Tate, who is a former wide receiver. This is Tate's 5th start as a corner in the National Football League. He's got great speed and everything, but he's working against a guy that has equal speed in Jacquez Green, another one of those Florida Gators. Great receiver, having a great game.
You know, Dennis, you asked me a question I can't answer.
No? I just thought there was a league edict about wideouts wearing numbers on.
There is. From the 23-yard line, King throws, and that is hauled in at the 13-yard line by Keyshawn Johnson. No, that is Jacquez Green.
How about 8 catches now for 98 yards for Green? He's going to get worn out. He's going to say, "Where's Keyshawn? Why doesn't Keyshawn get any of these passes?"
I don't know. You know, there is a league edict. The wideouts are supposed to wear 8. I mean, in training camp, you can wear just about anything. And then they sift through the guys who are going to get cut. I'm sure we'll have the answer in a fax
Maybe
tomorrow.
They list them.
2nd and 10 from the 13-yard line, and a flag before the snap. They gave it to the up-back Allstott.
I'm saying it a bit in jest, but I'm telling you, I think Keyshawn will suffer them running the ball all the time. If Green's going to get 8 catches to his 3 every game, you're going to have problems there eventually.
Snap, false start. Offense, number 64. 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
3rd and long, and it's caught at the 15 by Green, coming across the middle, but he can only get to the 14, or just about back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's 4th down, tackled by Griffith, and in comes Gramatica to try to make it a 7-point game.
The last pair he wore, according to his dad, he's never had a bad game. That's why they keep piling up. We'll see here.
He has a 33-yard attempt, and this one is good.
Every pair? There's a closet you don't want to stumble into.
Imelda's closet. 8:11 left in the 3rd. Gramatica tacks on 3, and the Viking lead is 20-13. of scrimmage. You know, Dennis, you talked about Culpepper before and how he would be a pretty good hog, as it turned out, when you go back to the Washington Redskins and their Super Bowl team when John Riggins had the big day, and how he is about as big as most of the guys in the interior line for Washington. There it is. There are the weights. Line, the team that won the Super Bowl, the same weight of the quarterback from Minnesota who goes down under the weight of Marcus Jones at 278. Just did at the 39-yard line. First down. This is Green, and that's 11 catches tonight. He came into the game having caught 12 balls all year, albeit for a 26-yard per catch average. And tonight, 11 for 131.
He's going to go after. We've seen him beat Robert Tate, number 28. He's gone after the veteran, Chris Dishman, number 25. But we've still yet to see him be able to get loose deep. Remember, that speed is why he's catching a lot of these shorter passes.
He's caught 11. Everybody else combined has caught 8. Dump off underneath, and that is Patrick Hape, tight end H-back type, who takes it to the 41-yard line, tackled by McDaniel. Outside linebacker, and this is Allstott making the catch, rumbling all the way to the 26-yard line. First down, Tampa.
Concerned when he's out in the open field, it's got a head of steam. We just saw him take out Ed McDaniel, or Hape rather. Look at the move right there. He made 3 guys miss, and then it takes 4 or 5 more to get him down.
And he leaves a trail of broken bread.
Can't afford to fall back that far this early.
Second down and 6. Sack avoided by King. And he runs out of bounds at the 21-yard line, about 4 yards shy of the first down. And a short 5 as King, after the timeout, throws, and it is incomplete, but there's a flag. Keyshawn said, I was tripped. Kenny Wright got a finger on him and a little bit more, and there's a flag thrown.
Watch this matchup right here. Good move to get to the outside. Now the hands of Kenny Wright and the trip.
Pass interference, defense number 20. Automatic, first down.
Does King. And it's Allstott. And they'll give him forward progress. He was hit first by Chris Hovan, the rookie, making his mark tonight. Lead again. They get it off at 1. They give it to Dunn. Spin move. He gets back to the 2. So a 3rd and 2 now with a minute and a half in the third quarter. The timeout on this drive. They ran the last play with 1 second. Now it's 3rd down and goal. 10 seconds on the play clock. And flags before the snap. Procedure before the snap. Patrick Hape, I think, was the man moving.
And a late flag just came in.
Things are heating up on the field, boys.
Yeah, that might get King a penalty right there, throwing the ball down.
And that's what it is. That got him the penalty.
False start. Offense number 82. The penalty is declined. Unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting number 10. Threw a ball out of player hole on the ground. 15-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
5 receivers. King to the end zone, and no flag. Intended for Warwick Dunn, who was lined up in the slot. Covered on the play by Keith Thibodeau.
There is no face guarding in the National Football League.
From 35 yards away, and that's good. But still 2 yards away from tying it. And then they wind up still 4 points down with 44 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Now play for them at the 30-yard line, 3rd down and 10. Blitz, look out, down he goes. Big sack back at the 16, and it's Warren Sapp.
Here he is, just relentless. He's got all the physical tools that you want in a defensive tackle. NFL Defensive Player of the Year last year, and that's 5 times now that the Bucs have got Culpepper down. Not an easy task.
Well, the thing, like you said earlier about Sepp, you just have to keep blocking until the whistle blows.
Flag down. That was the Sapp for Sapp is seventh and a half of the season as Andre Hastings brings it back to the 42, loses the ball. Remember, a flag was thrown at the snap at the line of scrimmage. Vikings are sure they have it. Initial indication is they have it.
Play that hard.
Second and 11. Dump off Smith over the middle. Open field tackle at the 34-yard line made by Derek Brooks, setting up a 3rd and 5.
That front four.
It's ideal.
3rd and 5 at the 34-yard line. Culpepper throws, dropped by Moss. So Randy's been pretty quiet now for about a quarter and a half. On a slant, can't make the catch. And now if they're going to try to kick the field goal, they're looking at about 52 yards. Moss tonight, 2 catches, and they came on successive plays in the first half. That is blocked. Huge block. Picked up on the run by Donnie Abraham. Touchdown, Tampa. No flags. Huge block. Abraham runs it in to give Tampa the lead.
Anderson has to drive it. He can't afford to get it up in the air as fast as he'd like. Look at Warren Sapp blocks another field goal after getting one big one against the Redskins last week. None bigger than this one as Abraham takes it the distance.
Sapp is a constant in nature.
He's awesome. Talk about a defense taking over a ball game. Outstanding 3 series now for Tampa Bay, topped off by that block.
Tampa St. Louis game, the next to last Monday of the season, late December. First down from the 27-yard line.
Look how they feed off it, man.
Well, they lured him into making an audible at the line of scrimmage, and when he changed the play, the Buccaneers changed their defense.
And they've suffered 6 sacks. Second and 14. Underneath, Matthew Hatchett. Meanwhile, you know, the 3rd down and 10 from the 27-yard line. And they go to Moss. He makes his 3rd catch of the night and seeks the first down, and I think has it with a good shoulder lean up to the 38-yard line.
They can't stop him forever. That was really a heads-up play by Moss, too. John Jefferson made a lot of great catches. I just want people to remember just how good J.J. was. Didn't play with him for long, but he sure bailed me out a number of times. One-handed, yeah, he just likes to catch the point of the ball a lot of the time. Boy, he really did help.
Did you even take credit for those 3 touchdowns?
You betcha.
Second and 11. Culpepper throws, and that's caught at the 42-yard line by Chris Carter. And he's had a pretty silent night. That's only his 2nd catch of the game. Second most all time, Jerry Rice naturally leads the list.
You can see the Buccaneers are playing a zone defense. They want to force Culpepper into some type of mistake, but he did a nice job of staying with Carter.
Let's see, within a couple hundred of Rice now.
First down and 10 from the 43-yard line as Culpepper goes deep for Randy Moss, and Moss in the end zone makes the catch. Touchdown, Viking. So Moss was pretty quiet for a while, but not now. McCombs' team up again.
John Lynch told me that he thinks the teams defend Randy Moss differently because they're so in awe of his speed and his athletic ability. Look at the position Donnie Abraham had on him. With the left hand, he's got to make a decision whether to go for the ball or take out Moss. He doesn't do either. Sherman Lewis, their offensive coordinator, says this guy, and he's seen some great ones working in San Francisco with Rice and in Green Bay, The ball is juggled. Moss makes the catch, even though John Lynch is coming over trying to take his head off.
Moss, some very subtle work with the left hand there to keep the DB off him.
From the 18. Allstott.
Like Dennis said, he held the guy off with his left hand.
2nd and 1. And Dunn gets the first down. I mean, he almost makes it look as if it's a styrofoam football.
It really, I mean, I think that's the beauty of his athleticism is that time stands still. The ball kind of just hangs in the air. It's his ball, no matter if there's 1 or 2 defensive backs around him.
From the 31-yard line. Dunn. Big play. Gain of 13. Tackled by Kylie Wong.
Warwick Dunn would be my plan B, of course.
Over the middle, reaching for it is Keyshawn to make the catch. A little short of the first down from where we stand. Allstott. Stopped by Tony Williams. 3. And they just do get it off. And it's Allstott, and he's looking to throw. And wide open, he overthrows Todd Yoder. They called the dead right play and couldn't pull it off. Absolutely.
Allstott, not used to throwing the ball, really carried his fake out well. But he knew when he let it go, he threw it too far.
Great idea.
Conservative offensively, they were anything but. But right now, Minnesota has the lead in the ball near midfield, and they will try to chew up the clock with Robert Smith banging his way across the 50 to the 47-yard line. Wanted a lot of time left and their timeouts as well, and they opted to go for it. This is Culpepper throwing, and that is hauled in at the 37-yard line. Great catch by Chris Carter. He was inbounds. Tap block for a touchdown. Blitz, 2nd and 9. Moss back in the picture and gets pinballed down at the 23, but not until he picks up a big first down.
Al, you've seen Dante Culpepper's poise under pressure tonight. Well, it should come as no surprise. He's dealt with pressure since day 1. He was born to a woman in prison in Miami. She was an unwed teenager in prison for armed robbery. Then he was adopted by a woman named Emma Thompson. She was 62 years old at the time, had already raised 14 children by herself, none her own. He said he owes everything to Emma. And when he got his NFL contract, one of the first things he did with the money, he realized a lifelong dream. He bought Emma a house. And Al, he's happy to say that her neighbors are nothing but doctors and lawyers.
Tampa Bay has 2 timeouts, which they'll have to take on defense, plus the 2-minute warning. Culpepper, after milking the clock, gives it to Smith. He picks up the first down. And now it's just about impossible for Tampa Bay as he takes it to the 9-yard line. Without a timeout, but still obviously in the game. 2nd and goal. Fake to Smith. Culpepper can only take it to the 2. And now a timeout is called. Anthony McFarland stops him. And you know what, Dan? It's their last timeout. I'm not sure. I don't run a play here and eschew the field goal. 3rd down and goal from the 2. And Smith gets taken down by Derek Brooks. A kickoff return for a touchdown. The field goal is good.
There's always a first time.
Right.
The odds are in their favor of running one back, don't you think? They took Randy Moss.
And his number 1 of the time.
Yeah.
2nd and 10. Fucking trailer to Dunn, and Dunn down the sideline gets pushed out of bounds by number 52, Kylie Wong, at about the 40-yard line.
I'll bet you that play was suggested by Tampa Bay assistant coach Tony Nathan, who knows the hook and ladder well, Dan, all right?
Yeah, I know it too, Dennis. He did it against my Chargers in a playoff game in Miami.
Without a timeout. It's 1st and 15. King to Johnson, reaches back, trying to get out of rolling, 36-yard line. Now King wants to bring off to the line of scrimmage and spike it. If he's going to do that, get up there as quickly as he can. Seconds out of the gun, 5 receivers in the set. 3-man rush for Johnson, and Johnson can't make the catch because he's whacked by Orlando Thomas as the ball is coming into his grasp at the 7-yard line. 9 and 10 now from the 36.
Start blow giant Teddy's hair.
A defensive penalty from the 44. King with a prayer. Into the end zone it goes. Incomplete. Hits the ground.
Woo-hoo!
It doesn't get any better.
That's a football game, my brother.
The NFL at its finest right there. What a game.
30-23. The Vikings win it and remain unbeaten at 5-0. We'll be back. We'll have the play of the game when we come back. This actually is up to the officials upstairs to review it. What you have is the ball coming down. Robert Tate has it hit his foot. There is Jaquez Green almost coming up with the ball, but it bounces off the ground. But it was that close, and that's why you saw Warren Sapp looking upstairs. The league looked at it. The guys upstairs did and said they weren't going to review it. As it turns out, right call. Here's Melissa.
All right, now, Randy, last week you told Dante Culpepper, trust me, just throw me the ball no matter what. On that fourth quarter touchdown pass to regain the lead, did you ask for the ball?
Well, not really. They gave us the defense that we wanted. And, you know, we was kind of behind. We were down. You know, I just told our guys, man, just bite your lip. Let's stay together as a team, man. Let's try to make it happen. You know, our offensive line played a hell of a game. You know, keeping that defense out of there, you know, gave Dante a little bit of time in the second half to find me and Chris, you know, when given the opportunity. Chris came up with some big plays. Robert Smith came up with some big runs. You know, we just made it happen tonight.
Congratulations, Randy.
Thank you.
Let's go over to Eric.
With Dante Culpepper. Dante seemed like the Buccaneers blitzed a lot more in the second half.
Yeah, they did do that. You know, they changed it or something. They wanted to bring the heat the second half. They did a good job of bringing it. Defensive line stepped up and played a lot better the second half. I got to give them a lot of credit. They're a good team.
Thank you. Back to you, Al.